Hey everyone, Daniel from Twin Bytes with another tutorial for you, and this time I'm going to talk about why your internet might be slow or dropping. There's a few reasons why it might be happening, and what we need to do first is narrow down the issue. It could be your computer itself, it could be the modem that provides the internet service, or it could be the router that you're connecting to either with a cable or wirelessly. So there's a test we can do. I'm going to show you in a moment how to determine if it's the modem or the router. And first we want to check if it's the computer. So there's a couple quick things here. First is just reboot your computer. If it only just started happening, a lot of people never reboot. So just shut off the computer. It's better than rebooting it, but actually shut it down, give it 30 seconds, and then turn it back on again and see if it works. You could also run the computer in safe mode with networking. So instead of just safe mode, you have the option for safe mode with networking, and that allows the computer to run like it's in safe mode, except it allows the internet to work, and that way you can test it and see if it works any differently. If it works better with safe mode with networking, then you know that there's something in your computer that's causing a conflict that's making it run slower or dropping, and you'd have to start troubleshooting that a bit further. It's possible that it's your network card as well. So if it's cabled, maybe you need to get a new network cable or a network card inside the computer. If it's wireless, then you may need a new wireless card. If it's a USB wireless adapter, maybe you just got to change the location on the computer, or those are very easy to replace because it's just a USB stick that you take out and buy a new one and pop it in. A big question to ask yourself though is, if you have more than one computer in your home or office, then is the issue happening with just your computer? If it's happening to the others, then you know it's not your computer, and we need to continue with this video and looking at the modem and the router. But if it's only on your computer and the others are fine, then you know that the issue is somewhere in your computer, and you got to dig deeper into diagnosing the issue on your computer. What if the problem's with the modem or the router? We can do a little test here. If you go into your computer, you can right click on the start menu and open up a Windows terminal, or you can just go into the start menu and type in CMD and look for the command prompt and open that. With this, I like to have two of them open side by side, so we'll just move this one over and resize it a bit, and we'll open up another one. So it's very important that we have two of them side by side like this so that we can see the results as we go through here. So first thing we want to do is type in ipconfig and hit enter. It doesn't matter which screen you do this on. And you want to look for your default gateway, and you can see it says at the bottom of this connection here, because I'm connected wirelessly, so it's under the wireless LAN, the default gateway is it's got the IPv6 address here, and then the IPv4 address, which is just numbers. There's no letters. So that's the one we want here, is the shorter one that's just numbers. I like to do CLS to clear that, and then we're going to do ping and then that number. And it's important to put a space minus T, so that will force it to continue running the test. We'll hit enter and let that run. So as long as it's showing numbers a time, it's good. It's not pausing or dropping. Then we're going to come over here and do ping, and then we usually will go with google.com because Google is basically never down. And again, space minus T to make it run forever until we tell it to stop. Hit enter, and you're going to see here we're getting a reply from this address, which is Google. So you can see here I've got an example now of a general failure, and it came up on both sides, and then it started to come back running the test again. You may have different wording depending on what the issue is, but the important thing to know is that it's different from what we're seeing currently. So because it happened on both, we know that it's not really an internet issue, it's the router, because without the router you can't get to the internet. So if there's an issue with the router, then for sure you're going to have a problem with the internet. Let's stop both of these. So I'm going to do Control C here, click over here, and Control C on that, and we can see the results of sent, received, how many were lost, and what the percentage was. And it's the same for how many were lost on both sides. So if we just scroll up to where we saw the errors, we can see that it's the same on both sides. And because it's the same on both sides, that means the issue is most likely with the router. So of course, if the router doesn't work, we're definitely not going to get internet, because you need your local network from the router in order to get the internet. However, if the failure was only on Google's side where we're pinging that and everything kept looking fine over here like this, then we know that the problem is with the modem only and your local network is fine. So there's nothing wrong with your computer or your router. It's only the modem. So depending on what the issue is, we got a couple of things you can do here. So now that you've narrowed it down to find out where the issue is, now in order to fix it, there's a couple of things you can do. If it's the modem or the router, just simply reboot it. You can pull the power cord out of it for 30 seconds, plug it back in, and see if things start working normal again. You can run that exact same test again. If that doesn't fix it, and the issue was with the modem, you're going to have to call your internet service provider and tell them that you're having issues with it. They'll look at it on their side. They might be able to tweak it or do something, or they'll have to replace it, but you may have to push them on it because they don't always want to jump on that option too easily. So if you've done your testing and you confirm that the modem's bad and needs replacing, you're going to have to push them to replace that modem for you. If the issue is with your router based on the test that you've done, aside from rebooting it, which I've said already, there may be a firmware update that will patch it up and fix some of these issues. And if it's just a little bit too old, it might not have any firmware updates anymore, and it might be time to just replace that. So remembering that rebooting fixes a lot of things. So the first thing is just doesn't hurt to just reboot the computer, the modem, router, reboot everything to start with and see how it works. But if you keep having issues, you're going to want to reboot one thing at a time and find out what worked. And if that still doesn't work, then you got to dig into things a little bit deeper and find out if something needs to be replaced or repaired or diagnosed even further. And remembering to check if you have more than one computer. You can also find out if it's only your computer having a problem or if all the computers in your home or office are having this issue. And if you found this video helpful, please do give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.